I know you got all dressed up for the club.
Jesus Christ.
Waiting on a nigga to come pick you up. Baby, ooh, ooh, ooh. When I saw you walking out the door, I knew you needed something more. So here we are. Welcome to The Real Drunk.
Jesus.
Wow.
That was like your granny's version of slow motion.
It was playing in my head, too. The reason y'all got the dance moves. Yeah, I was in that zone. Welcome to The Real Drunk. Tonight we're talking about self-care because caring for yourself is important. Let's get started with these introductions. Katrina, you're the guest. Go first. Who are you? Where are you? What are you drinking?
I'm turning my volume down first.
Oh, gosh.
What happened?
Okay.
I don't even know what's happening right now.
And you know what? No, she's back.
I'm just gonna introduce myself.
Okay.
I'm in Detroit and I'm drinking Southern Comfort.
Oh, you took it back.
I took it back.
Awesomeness. I'm Kia. I'm in Atlanta. I'm drinking Smart Water because I have already had all the drinks for the day. Can you not tell? I started drinking like...
I honestly couldn't tell.
I started drinking... Are you saying I'm always drunk?
Well...
Yeah.
I started drinking like... I don't know. Like around 4:30. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. And Katrina's back. Introduce yourself, Katrina.
Hi, everyone. I'm Katrina. I'm a Virgo. What else?
I thought she was going to say, I'm a virgin. I was going to say, you're a liar.
Wait, how was your Nokia? I mean, we're cool and all, but, you know.
Because rules. All right, guys. I have something to show y'all before we get into this drunk culture. Are y'all ready? Okay. So I'm going to do a screen share. And it's 3 short clips, so just bear with me for the next minute and 30 seconds.
You got the whole damn multimedia presentation.
I do, but it's going to be worth it, I swear.
What's good? You know what it is, man. Louisville's on stretch, man. In the building, Fort Wayne, Indiana. We here, man. We made it, man. Brought all the good.
I know this about to be trash.
Brought my good earrings, all my good shit, man. So, ready to turn up. Brought my, we keep them on deck. We keep them on deck. We down here popping big bottles. Snoop just did a video and killed his whole motherfucking thing.
Okay, so he's flexing on y'all, right?
As soon as he said Fort Wayne, Indiana, I knew it would be some fucking trash.
No, but you saw his big diamonds, his good chain and all that, and the big
video
bottle?
And killed his whole motherfucking thing. Shit,
so
if I do
kill the bottle.
Shit, if I do it.
Why is he sipping?
Let the nigga show me up, man.
Damn, you done drunk half of it already.
Nah, you ain't. I don't need no narrators. It's just me. They only supposed to hear you. I ain't gonna let him show me up. Good.
You would think that would be it, right?
Wait, there's more.
There's one more. Hold on.
Good. Good, man, for real.
Y'all see this nigga?
Oh my God. Yo, why the fuck did I do that?
Oh my God.
Why the fuck did I do that? Oh my God, dude.
So, Kia, you're the driver, and I would be the one with the camera.
So that was the greatest thing I've seen on the internet today.
What was he drinking though?
What's that, Cavassier? Or Hennessy?
Either Cavassier or Hennessy. He wasn't ready though.
Oh, sure. That's Indiana though.
Where else could that video have been made?
Fucking Ohio. Anywhere in Ohio. Trash ass people.
Oh, I could see that being Dayton.
Yeah. Totally.
So speaking of balling out on y'all, these rich kids got a show. The kids of Reverend Run, Dame Dash, Master P, El DeBarge, and Pepper. How did El DeBarge and Pepper's kids make the rich kids show?
I'm just trying to understand why they keep calling El DeBarge a hip hop legend. That confused me.
I mean, they had to have some way to sum them up. What were they gonna say? Rich black entertainers? It just doesn't flow as much as hip hop.
I
It's
don't
We
care.
TV 6-episode docuseries, Growing Up Hip Hop.
I think the only one that I'm interested in is Dame Dash's son. Because I just want to see if he's a fucking mess like his dad.
I was gonna say, you want to see many assholes?
I just want to, yeah.
The thing that I thought was interesting about Boogie being on the show, and if you read the last paragraph, he's not an executive producer, which means he works for someone. And I was wondering how his dad felt about that.
Oh,
Right.
Dame Dash doesn't believe you should work for anyone.
Right.
Oh. Are you sipping Dame Dash tears?
No.
So are y'all watching? Yes, no, maybe?
Probably not.
No.
I don't even know if I get Wii, but I definitely would upgrade my cable package if this was Janet Jackson and if this was the Jackson DeBarge love child.
And that is something I thought about also.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would watch that. Find Janet's love child with the DeBarge brother who was it Chico?
Which one was that, though?
it?
It was James. It was James.
James? Okay. The only one I know is his first
But
name?
isn't this James's kid, though? This isn't El DeBarge's kid.
No.
I thought this was.
Oh, so you ain't reading it, huh?
It says L. Is that
It
his
says
name?
LD.
I don't know. If it was the love child, I would watch. I would be there for the love child.
Yeah, I still want you to catch it on YouTube. Like, that's just not worth your money.
But hey, we know if Twitter tweets it, we will be there. We will join them. That's why I'm still watching Love and Hip Hop to this day.
Did y'all watch Charlemagne's show?
No, how was it?
I don't know. I
He
didn't
has a
know.
show.
This is the show with the Twitter funny people that he's getting?
Yeah.
Mm.
That was so shady.
I saw your girl who stole the snacks was supposed to be on there.
Don't do that to Crystal. Listen. Don't do that to her.
That was Angie's love interest.
She, you know what I'm saying? That was just a misunderstanding. Okay?
I just keep thinking Little Debbie cakes. I'm sorry.
That shit said light snacks. I ain't gonna lie. When people kept hashtagging light snacks, that shit was funny, but not funny.
It was mean.
It was me.
Speaking of trash that I wouldn't know about other than Twitter, Tyga? So Tyga's been having a pretty rough week. He dropped an album. All the Kardashians tweeted about it. He sold like 500 copies.
Wow.
And then a transgender woman leaked his nudes and said they've been sleeping together for 3 years. Now Tyga wants the FBI involved over his leaked dick pictures. Did y'all see his picture?
I did see
I
it.
didn't. I mean, are they good? Like, I mean,
It looked
Wait,
very
are the pictures
plastic.
good?
It looked like something you would buy in the store, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, But it looked very fake and plastic.
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
No, what? What?
I don't even know what I was expecting for that answer. I don't know what I was expecting as an answer to that question, but
I will say this, a guy I know who, he's gay, a gay guy I know said it's unfortunate that dick is attached to Tyga.
oh.
I mean, it didn't make me want to, like Big Sean's pictures, I saw Big Sean, and Big Sean has been babe since then. Tyga is not babe still. It's just like, oh. Katrina?
Ma'am?
What did you think?
Yeah. So, actually, I'm going to talk about the article. I thought it was really interesting that he wanted the FBI to get involved. Like, he got balls with that. It's like, you're breaking the law. I think the age of consent in California, I think it's 18.
It is 18.
So it's like, you really want the FBI going through your shit right now?
I mean, I guess he feels like the FBI is going to pick and choose.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a complaining? Oh, it's not witness. You have to have someone to file a complaint for them to charge you with statutory rape, right?
But I don't think it has to be like a legal guardian.
Because we know Chris isn't going to say anything. Chris, I don't know why Chris is really downgrading her game, though. Why would she settle for Tyga? Like, if I was Kris Jenner, I would be like, Kylie, what the hell is wrong with you? Go find Lil Wayne. Like, what happened to standards of black men?
Whoa!
You do understand that they got on via Ray J, right? So they never had standards to begin with.
But she went from Ray J to freaking what's his name? Played for New Orleans, never did anything.
That's not true. Reginald won a Super Bowl.
Oh, did he? That was after he broke up with Kim, though, wasn't? Or was it right before they broke up? They were on that downtime that we were talking about before the show.
With which he was.
Yeah. So, they've had some standards. Even Lamar.
So when you talk about Kardashian, the word standards never pops in my head in a positive way.
Well, Tyga is still below that. So, I'm disappointed in Chris.
So maybe Chris was like plotting for her to be on the come up since he was on Young Money and I don't know.
The Kardashian brand is too good for them to be waiting on a come up nigga. You gotta get one.
Like why wouldn't you get one of those boy band dudes? Like what's the group? What is the group that real popular? They're like a pop group. Shit.
Are they popular? Are they really that popular?
Backstreet Boys?
They're like the Backstreet Boys.
98 Degrees?
No. It's a group now that's really popular.
The last boy band I knew was
I-5.
Mrs. Real.
Actually, I think you're talking about One Direction.
One Direction.
But I just wanted to be difficult.
They're black people. They're black people in One Direction.
No.
Well, that's the qualification, Angie. You can't go pick rich white dudes. Like, these are the kids Kardashian Jenners we're talking about. They have to be rich black dudes.
But
hence Lil Wayne. They could have even got Kid Ink. At least they play his stuff on the radio.
Who the fuck is Kid Ink?
I don't know. Some little dude running around with Chris Brown. I guess Tyga does that too, though, huh?
Yeah.
Kid Ink makes good music, though. I can't say the same for Tyga.
But when I said that the other day, you had a fit about I will not disrespect
Rack City. I hate Rack City, too.
I'm trying to think of people that I can hook Kylie up with.
Chris Brown.
Nope.
Omarion.
No, because I like his baby mama, wife, or whatever she is.
Do you?
I want her to stick
I
around
like them
because I want to
together.
see
They're
how she
cute.
ages. I want to know if she's going to end up looking like her mother. Hopefully that melanin will have some staying power and do some things for her.
What about Soulja Boy?
Soulja Boy would still be a step up from
18?
Tyga.
No, he's old too. Never mind.
Who? I mean,
He's old though.
age appropriate clearly is not one of the rules here.
Well, listen.
I mean,
okay, I'll think about it
and come back.
Mhm.
All right. Next up, Bobby Juice Johnson's best boyfriend commandments. I think I'm scared of this. These are the 10 commandments made up about 2 years ago that I follow the second I get into a relationship. If I missed anything, please post suggestions. So, which was y'all's favorite commandment of these 10?
There are some that I don't necessarily dispute.
Okay, my favorite is number 9. If she has a child by another man, you must step in and help raise that child without complaint. Like, okay. I don't, okay.
But how does it make you feel?
I just think this is stupid. So it makes me angry.
So
a man showing love to his girl makes you angry? You're like Joe Budden.
So number 2 is my favorite. He should set aside $75 to $100 a week for her hair, nails, and feet. He should want his woman on point. No, sir, you are doing life wrong. Take that $100 a week and put it on my Sally Mae account if you care about me. This ain't love if you're not helping me with this Sally Mae account.
But also,
he's not really here for your credit if you're looking raggedy.
Yeah.
Listen, then he would scrub my feet himself. He'd get his little board and be on his feet
how about you compromise and you go to the hair school and spend like $50?
No, because I need all the money on my Sally Mae account.
Didn't nobody tell you to get all those degrees?
Didn't nobody tell you to get education? Shit.
What did Kanye say on his first CD? Those degrees keep you warm at night.
Right.
I don't know where mine is.
Look, we had this conversation the other day in GroupMe. My Spelman degree is on my bookshelf. It's not framed or anything. It's in the little holder that they gave it to me on the bookshelf. My Kennesaw degree, I have no clue where it is.
I think everything's in a closet somewhere.
My mama got all my shit.
Your mama kept it.
Yeah, and my mom
said,
she was like, "Yeah, this is mine. Thanks." Thank you.
Oh goodness. All right. So, Katrina, did you pick your favorite?
No, I did not. I think that most people probably would not dispute number 5.
A woman should be pleasured orally by her man 4 times a week minimum. I dispute it. Why are you not doing this daily, sir? Why are your goals so low?
He said minimum.
No, the minimum is 7 times a week, Angie. On a good week, you're doing it more than once a day.
Well, shit, the nigga don't want lockjaw. Shit, he gotta go to work.
Get a tetanus shot or whatever keeps you from getting lockjaw. And keep this moving. Speaking of, I think I have carpal tunnel in my thumb, like from tweeting so much. That crap has been hurting like crap.
Oh, it's from tweeting. Oh, okay.
Yes. You don't use your thumb for self-care, duh.
I don't know what you do
Whoa.
here.
Wait, is that the self-care that we're talking about today? Is that what's okay?
Speaking of self-care, you know who's going to be doing a lot of self-care lately?
Who?
Or in the future, in the near future? Draya. Because Draya got unengaged this week.
Shit. Hate it had to be you, Draya.
Do you really?
Well, any woman.
Really? You care that much about Draya?
I mean, she's a woman, yeah. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I think it would suck to have an engagement broken off. Even if you are
Draya?
whatever Draya is. What's that?
What did you say, Katrina?
Yeah, I don't know.
Drake. Why didn't they hook Kylie up with Drake?
Because Drake likes
old.
dead girls.
Hell, Tyga is too. Age is not the thing. The problem here. It's status that's the problem.
Oh.
Look, we already know that like consent is not in their thing. They don't really care about statutory rape laws.
But why can't you think of like a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old? Like Drake is old.
At Your Life After 25 said Drake. Drake isn't that old. Drake might just be like 25. Let's see.
No, he's older than that.
Is he knocking on 30 now?
Yeah, Wheelchair Jimmy is a little older than
Drake is 28.
I have a greater appreciation for him now that he's let his facial hair flourish.
Yeah, Drake looks like he might own a couple of oil wells, or his daddy does.
But you know what? He does. He looks really good with the beard, the facial hair, and I don't particularly care for beards and all of that, but whatever. But when he smiles, though, it ruins it. It's like, oh, there go my little brother.
Oh, he's too happy when he smiles?
Yeah, like he gotta stop smiling with the beard. He just gotta
mug all the time.
He just gotta have his resting bitch face all the time with the beard.
Okay, back to Draya. Orlando Scandrick? Maybe? Who is he? He plays football.
He plays for the Cowboys.
Cowboys, okay. So he kicked Draya to the curb. Sources say the actual breakup happened about a week ago, which is why Draya has been quiet on Twitter and why she made sure not to take any photos over the weekend showing off her left hand with the ring. So, the ring was $400,000. So when they break up, who gets the ring?
It depends.
Whoever has access to it when they break up.
See, I think if he breaks up with her, she keeps the ring. If she breaks up with him, he gives the ring back.
But it depends on why they break up.
Yep. If it's her fault they break up, she gives the ring back. If it's his fault, she keeps it.
I think that's a fair rule.
But fault is also very subjective.
Yeah, that's the only thing about it. I mean,
it's nobody's fault. I just, it was a mistake.
If you hurt my feelings, then I'm keeping the ring. If I hurt your feelings, then, if you can find it, then you can have it.
Look, that's going to be the key now, because if I hurt your feelings and you decide you want to break up and the ring is nowhere to be found, guess what?
Like, what can I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Dropped it down the sink, flushed the toilet, called the county sewer.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
No, but we had a friend whose ex-fiance asked for the ring back. And then, didn't he give it to another woman?
This sounds familiar, but I'm not going to say anything. I don't know.
Okay. I'm all for selling a ring and going on a trip.
I think I read somewhere that Gilbert Arenas gave his fiance a placebo ring. And
Yeah,
when they
and
broke
he
up,
had
she was like,
he
I'm
was
gonna
the
keep
real
it.
one.
And he was like, oh, that's cool. That's not the real one.
That would be me trying to sell a fake ring on eBay.
That definitely
Your
is.
girl got the real ring locked up.
Like, I'm selling this
Getting
ring
arrested at
for
the pawn shop.
$11 billion. You can have this ring.
And it's plastic.
Right.
Plastic and sterling silver. Draya will keep it because it's a gift, and he broke it off, says, at your life after 25. I think she keeps it, too.
I think she doesn't have it, though. You can't keep it if you don't have it.
So, right?
That's true. Like, you would have to fight me for that ring.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We about to go to war.
No, you just need to be strategic about when you break up. Like, hey, let me go resize your ring for you. You know, actually, I think we shouldn't let this happen.
Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I'm reading tweets.
Didn't they break up like a month ago, though? Is that the same dude, or is this a new dude?
The article said that they broke up and now and got back together, and he thought that getting back together was a mistake.
Yeah, no.
So, here's my question. Did, what's his name, Orlando, follow these boyfriend rules? And did he treat Draya's son like he was his own? I mean, Draya don't treat him.
Draya treat him like he was.
Draya doesn't treat him like he's her own. So someone in the relationship has to parent this child. Did Orlando step up? That is my question. That Southern Comfort got real good all of a sudden.
That's a good question.
That's the thing about breaking up with kids. It can be harder just to walk away and be done. But
that's why you should date people who don't have kids, parents, or siblings. Or close friends.
Or at least date deadbeat parents. People you'd be like, oh, you got kids? Oh, damn.
No kids, no parents, no siblings, no friends.
Yes.
Close friends. They need friends because they need shit to do. Because I'm not going to entertain you all the time. But it's not like close friends who want to come over for Thanksgiving.
No family. God, I hope I fall in love with an orphan. Like, I don't want to deal with anybody's family. I'm sorry.
I hope I fall in love with an orphan. My God.
I don't.
Christmas would be a lot more fun and inexpensive.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to pretend to like people.
Exactly. Like, that would be perfect. Oof.
I feel very dirty that you and I are agreeing, Angela.
So I have something to show you guys. Another video about dating. Hold on. Out. I need to go back here, click share screen. Boom.
Why do you sound like you're giving us a tutorial, kid?
Because I have to think through it out loud. Okay, here
What else would you have liked him to do? Physically restrain him?
Not physically restrain him. It's a mental game. I've started every relationship this way, Dan. You isolate the woman. You get her away from her family and friends. You don't want them talking any sense into her. You don't want her knowing she's making a mistake.
Jason,
By the
you're still
time
single.
it's over,
You're
she's
still
in love.
single.
By the time it's over and she's in love, it's like Charlie Brown's teacher talking to her. Wop, 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 wop. That's what Cuban should have done.
So, I don't watch enough sports television to know, is he always like this? Is this a joke?
He's a troll.
So to catch y'all up, he was referring to this whole NBA thing that went down this week with what's the guy's name? I don't even know their names. But basically, one of these players was gonna leave the Clippers and sign with Dallas, and then he changed his mind at the last minute, and all his Clippers teammates like hung out with him, held him hostage. You know, same difference until the deadline was up and he could re-sign with the Clippers. And he was comparing this to the way he starts a relationship.
That's what happened, Q.
Is that not what happened? What happened?
I don't know.
That's what Twitter told me happened. Like,
So,
the picture.
there's a really, really good article about Jason Whitlock and the job that he used to have that he no longer has. That was with a publication that was started just for him, which is interesting. And he is what people may consider. I can't think of a kind euphemism. He
is a fucking idiot. That's what he is.
And he also has some other things going on along with that. So I actually don't think he was kidding. I think he was actually very serious. And I'm not sure many people will voluntarily fuck with him like that.
See, and that sarcasm, I thought that was funny, but I was like...
Contact is so important.
Yeah, I don't know him, so I can't say if he was just telling a really good joke or if he was...
So I think it was Deadspin that did this really long article about him as an editor and basically pointed out various ways in which he's batshit crazy.
Oh. So, Your Life After 25 said, we all know he cheated, talking about Orlando and Draya. He cheated, but she wanted to stay. And Draya was playing mom to his kids, so... Bloop, bloop.
How?
How was she playing mom to his kids? I mean, in Draya's defense...
I guess there's more incentive to do that with his kids.
In Draya's defense, it has been many years have passed since she left her son at home alone with a microwave dinner.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm sure she's grown a lot as a person and as a mother. And kids get on your nerves. Sometimes you gotta get away.
I'm surprised that most moms don't leave their kids at home with dog food and just lock them up, to be quite honest.
It takes a lot of strength not to leave your kid at home, so I get it. I get it. My kid is freaking 15 and still feels like he doesn't have to cook for himself. Had I left him home a couple of times with a microwave dinner, we wouldn't have this problem. He wouldn't think I was his personal chef. See, Draya had it right. You have to have rules and boundaries even with your kids.
He was a little boy.
Have to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Kid is pissed.
You've been begging the state to take your child for like the last 15
I mean, I might as well leave him here now. I got, 2.5, 3 more years with him. He can do stuff for me. I mean, he'll be able to drive and go to the store after a while. GFAX can just move right along.
There you go.
You had 15 years to come and get him. You didn't, so here we are. You know he won't be having any bastard kids? Ciara and Russel Wilson.
What?
What an awful segue.
What's that, man?
Well,
you can't have bastard kids if you're not having sex, right?
It depends on what you define as sex. If we're saying intercourse, then yes, you absolutely can have children and not have intercourse.
I mean, it takes work, and if you're going to have kids, you might as well have the sex to go along with having kids. Ain't no need of...
Ooh.
I'm sure a lot of people who accidentally realize that dry humping is not necessarily dry would agree with you, because, you know... if
I've never heard one of those stories. Praise God.
Yeah.
We've taken a turn here.
So,
was there another type of self-care that you wanted to cover?
I'm just here. So I won't get fined.
So Russell Wilson said that Jesus came from heaven on the right hand of God and told him, you must lead Ciara. Don't have sex with her. And then he went and told all the world, Jesus wants me to be with Ciara and not have sex with her. And here we are.
So here's the thing. There are a couple of things, but I'm kind of loopy because of the Southern Comfort. But so here's the thing. First of all, I know that whole like God wants me to lead her. I know lead kind of pisses people off, but Ciara needs someone to lead her. Like,
I agree.
I didn't want to say it before. Like, she needs someone to lead her. Maybe he can lead her into a studio. Maybe he can lead her to new management. Maybe he can lead her to somebody who will help her take her to career. Like, she needs some guidance, a mentor, a buddy, like something. I mean, if God says Russell is it, then hey, who am I to argue with it?
Here's my thing. If God is going to tell you to lead me, I need God to lead me the same voicemail. Because I'd be damned if you're going to come up in my house talking about, yeah, God told me to lead you, and I'm just going to jump behind you and start following.
Kia, do you check your voicemail?
Hell no. Look, I got 37 voicemails, right? 43 voicemails on the phone right now. No.
And you have visual voicemail. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, God better send me a text message and be like,
No. Because what will happen is your read receipt will come up, but you will not read it. And then 4 days later, you'll be like, oh, I thought I responded. I responded in my head. My bad.
Yeah, I do that too. So.
But I still read it, which means I didn't tell God yes, but I still got the message. So that's all that matters.
Like, I see you, God, but I'm not sure if I'm fucking with that yet.
Yeah, that's what bothered me. God is just giving men these messages, but he's not talking to women. Maybe God confirmed with Ciara, and she just didn't go and talk about it publicly.
Which is actually
weird
what bothers
because a
me
few
the
months
most.
ago-
Is like, why are we having this conversation? Like, why do we know this about them? And if that's a story they want to share, why aren't they sharing it together?
Especially since, like, a few months ago, he was denying that they were in a relationship. I mean, it was like
maybe God just told
him to lie.
Maybe God just told him to lead her like yesterday.
But I have trouble accepting that Jesus told them not to have sex, seeing that Jesus hung out with prostitutes. I don't think.
Here's my unpopular church opinion, and this is why your life after 25 said that's why you missed your message from God. Probably.
Yeah.
God have to catch me in the dreams when my guard down.
Through iMessage.
God talks to me through Gucci Mane, so that's when I know it's real.
But here's my unpopular church opinion. I wish Pastor Ricky of Get Money Baptist Church was on so he could tell me if I'm wrong or not. But I'm just a firm believer that Jesus really doesn't give a damn about your sex life.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Even if you look in the Bible and search through red, Jesus didn't say nothing about sex. I just don't think he can.
In fact, Jesus said love each other, and I would argue that sex is a form of love. And
I would like Jesus to be concerned about more things than me busting it wide open.
God is like, man, I got all these issues that I got to inspire people to fix. World hunger, wars. But you know what? Angela's out here fucking, and that bitch is not married. So now I got a problem.
And you're not even sleeping with men. So, like, you just breaking all the rules.
Oh, wow. You're a part of it? Excuse me?
So, you out here breaking all the rules, ma'am.
I was just using that as an example. I am virginal, like Ciara and Russell.
No,
But
you know what? I think it's fine, and I don't have a problem with people who choose abstinence. I chose it at a long period of time of my life, but I don't know. I know the conversations me and God have. I don't think He wants me to tell people about those, because if I told y'all, y'all would really think I was crazy.
that's scary.
I mean, me and God, we keep it 100.
I got that.
Hold on, I think. At DStarWriter59 says, I think as long as your sex life isn't detrimental to self or others, I think you're good. I can rock with that. I mean, that's what I've gotten from my conversations about God. Or my conversations with God about sex. Because we talk about sex a lot.
Ooh.
That kind of, I don't know if that's kinky or like sacrilegious or.
Oh, goodness. Someone said, they sent a DM, so I won't reveal their name. You know Dame Dash gonna call y'all all types of drunk chatty patties, bringing up his non-bossy son.
But I think it's that women are supposed to gossip. It's just men who aren't supposed to.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So my vagina allows me to say shit like that.
I just want Dame Dash's son to get a business. Own your shit.
He sells cookies, though. He has a bakery.
He also has a boss.
He has a what?
He has a boss.
I mean, when you said he sells cookies, I was thinking he's a prostitute. Or he sells prostitutes. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, speaking of sex and waiting and Jesus being all concerned about our love lives, it happened to me. I waited until my wedding night to lose my virginity, and I wish I hadn't. At the age of 10, I took a pledge to remain a virgin, until married. A virgin of something. Until married. This is Samantha Pugsley. You can find the link on RealDrunkShow.com under Drunk Homework on, what is today, the July 10th page. You can find a link to this article. But she's basically talking about how her family, friends, community, the church had told her that she was supposed to wait, and she regretted it. And I think I read this article a long time ago.
Yeah, I've read it before. I read it when it first came out, and
and
read it again.
She at the end of the day, she didn't feel like she owned her sexuality.
Well, the thing about it is people act like getting married is going to drastically change you all of a sudden once you've exchanged vows. And so if you've been told for 20-something years that sex is dirty, you don't lose that sentiment because you got married. And so one of the things that she struggled with, as she mentioned, is that being a virgin was a huge component of her identity. And so if sex is dirty and shameful and you come back from your honeymoon and everyone knows that you are no longer a virgin, she struggled adjusting to that because she was the good girl and she was pure and wholesome and all this other shit because she had never had sex before. So what are you now?
You know what? That happened with Britney Spears, too. You remember her and Justin Timberlake went through this whole we're virgins thing, and then all of a sudden they weren't.
Yeah.
And Jessica Simpson publicly waited, and then she got her divorce, and everybody was like, oh. I mean, honestly, I was like, oh, is that what waiting gets you? Or divorce? Like,
I think her husband was just tired of her, you know,
her being slow.
Tuna was chicken.
She did think tuna was chicken.
Chicken of the sea. One of the greatest moments of reality television.
Look, all the young people are like, what the hell are they talking about? We're old.
Y'all are.
Shout out to
Google.
Mr. L. Davis on Twitter at Mr. L. Davis, who we were watching Escape on Unsung, and I talked about how we used to sing Just Kicking It at the 6th grade lunch table. Do you know what this man told me? You old as shit, bitch.
Where's the lie? Where is the lie?
I mean, there wasn't a lie. However, it was rude. It was rude as hell.
That's like the second time this year that you got called an old.
I mean, I'm
something.
okay with being old. I am aware that I am old, and I am just dealing as best I can.
Do you still get carded?
I didn't today. Dang.
Did you get that philosophy like I told you?
Did I get what?
The philosophy, the skincare.
No. What was that for? My dark circles?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten anything yet, and I need to. I was gonna try this too. Brown and Bella on Twitter, she has a body butter thing, and she has an eye care thing that I was gonna try. I really like her face wash kit that I got. This Face Forward is awesome. You guys
I ordered that after you recommended it a few weeks ago. I tried that Best Face Forward.
Do you have it yet?
Yeah.
You like
and
it?
If it's a shot around, I'll do it this weekend.
Okay.
She's dope.
Yeah, it's and when I ordered her body wash, and she sent me some like moisturizer, and it smells like pineapples, and I can't even use it every day because I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Nigga.
Special occasion. I'm saving it for my wedding night.
Okay.
Lotion expires.
At now, Mrs. Moody says, I'm glad that I wasn't a virgin when I got married. How was I supposed to know what I liked? And I mean, it comes, as long as you're being sexually responsible, she continues, I don't see an issue. My 2 cents. And it comes with, like, whatever you do sexually, with your sexuality, whether you choose to wait or whether you choose to have sex, it has to be for you. It can't be for your church. It can't be for your community. It can't be for your parents. You have to learn how to own your sexuality, and we don't teach our girls. I'm not sure we teach our guys that either, but we definitely don't teach our girls that because it's something that is controlled by their parents and their church and their God. Everyone controls their sexuality and tells them, and even their community, because, you know, if you say you do certain things or you like certain things sexually, you're automatically a hoe or this and that.
Right.
That's why I love when guys do those tweets, like, you a hoe if you do this. I always retweet with arrows pointing at myself that say hoe. Even if I don't do it, I just like hoe. I get
Even
joy
if I don't do it. Okay, cute.
No, I mean, I hate that. That bothers me. And I don't think guys control their sexuality, too, because they are forced to be hypersexual beings.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things about being married, usually from this sect, is that you're supposed to be married forever. So it doesn't matter if you don't know what you're like, you're stuck. And also, even in the church and dealing with married couples, in a lot of ways, sex is still kind of dirty. Like, it's okay to do it, but, you know, it's still nothing that they really, most churches, advocate for healthy sex lives for even married people.
So today's show is about self-care. And just to loop all this together, I don't think you can have proper self-care without having a healthy attitude towards sex, without being sex positive. Am I wrong? Okay, we just gonna sit here in silence.
Can you say that one more time?
I don't think you can properly care for yourself if you don't have a healthy idea regarding your sexuality. A healthy relationship with sex and your personal sexuality.
I think that's ideal, but I think in some capacity, we all for
Hold on.
of being from area. You know, if it's work time, I don't know.
You're breaking up on my end. Say that again.
Nothing. I was saying that that's an ideal outlook, but I don't think you can like really assess overall and say that you can't be okay if you're not. And also, sex positive is really subjective too. So what does that mean for each person? Because a lot of people who I think we would think are being sexually oppressed don't necessarily consider it that way. So
D-Star Writer 59, she said Angie is so fed up. Angie's always fed up because Angie's an asshole. But she also said...
Oh, she didn't say that. That was your commentary. Okay.
No, she... she also said the church has had a long-standing issue with sex of all kinds between all people.
Yeah.
Why are y'all so quiet?
I don't have anything to add. I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm reading y'all's separate Twitter conversation now. So, self-care, what do you guys do to care for yourself? How do you stay happy and whole?
Whew. Child, I drink a lot.
Girl, 1800 keep you happy and whole.
Yeah.
But when you're sober, what
Right,
does
right.
self-care look like?
Insert some alcohol?
Y'all gonna have everybody running around alcoholics.
So I'm not even, I have a Hello Kitty mug, so I'm living righteously, clearly.
I drink tequila out of my mugs every day.
This is not about you, Kia. Stop projecting.
No, but one of the things that I'm really finding is, and it sounds very basic, but if I'm going to be right, I have to drink more water. When I'm dehydrated, I feel like crap, I think like crap, and I behave like crap.
No, that's actually a real thing. Like, water is very important to making sure your body functions on an optimal level. Like, your brain relies on water, and so if your mind is foggy, that's an issue. Helps with your energy and everything else. So water is very important. It's extremely important to stay hydrated, just as far as feeling well, especially in the summer.
How much water do you drink?
Me?
Yeah.
On a good day?
Yeah, I mean, how much do you drink? Like,
My goal is to drink like half my body weight, which is about 70 ounces a day. Realistically, I probably drink about 20 ounces a day.
Yikes.
And part of the reason I can't do the 70 regular is because I have a phobia of public bathrooms. And yeah, when you drink, the more water you drink, the more you pee.
yeah.
This is true. So for Christmas, I'll get you one of those pee tubes.
I mean, I was about to just buy Depends, so I appreciate you looking out.
Yeah, thank you for letting me be a good. I really appreciate your presence in my life. I don't say this enough because no matter what dumb shit I'm doing, like I always know that I am never on the bottom of my totem pole, and so I really do value your friendship.
I'm not on the bottom of your totem pole either, so therefore.
No, you're actually not on the bottom, but I know that I never am, and so that is why you keep questionable people around, so that you'll be good.
At Your Life 25 said, I read books, eat good, listen to music, pray, take hot showers, all part of my self-care.
Oh, we didn't answer that question, huh?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I drink water. Walking outside does something. So I like this time of year, spring, summer. Fall is okay. Don't really mess with winter too much. But I really like it's something about being in nature and walking and just, it's like a combination of exercise, meditation, and praying, having that conversation with God in nature that does my soul good.
Yeah. Meditation has really helped for me. And it's something that's relatively new. Like I've been doing it for the past, I don't know, a couple months or so. But
the Oprah and Deepak Chopra show.
No, you know what? I've never done one of their little, like their meditation courses. I actually use it's an app called Headspace.
Oh
that I've
yeah,
been
you
using, but
recommended
it's
that
really
one
dope.
time. Let me download it now.
Yeah, it's really dope. If anybody's interested, I can give you like a month free subscription, but it's really good for just
give it to me. Forget them, give it to me.
Okay, well boom, there it is. So yeah, that's helped a lot. And also drinking, like we talk about drinking, like if I'm not in a good space, I don't drink. Because sometimes like we have a tendency to like, oh, I had a bad day at work, let me go to happy hour and get happy. You know what I'm saying? Like by drinking Southern Comfort. And that's not the solution.
Oh.
You know?
So, you know what? And when I'm upset, I will go on my back porch and I will drink 1800, cry, and pray. And like I just have my little thing where my little prayer meeting with Jesus and tequila, and life comes together. Am I one of these people you're talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Jesus speaks to me through 1800. So, I mean,
I think he would speak to you through simply orange juice.
It's clear with the 1800, okay?
Okay.
See, this is why Russell Wilson shouldn't tell people about the conversations he has with Jesus, because now everyone's tweeting like, this alcoholic. Don't blame Jesus because you have him, but seriously, that's what I do. That's how that helps me center myself at times. See. But it has to be on the back porch.
But see, here's the thing. Like, I used to smoke, and I used to say the same thing, like, oh, I'm having a really bad day, and so I'm going to smoke this clove or cigarette or whatever, and I'm going to get my head right. Cigarettes? And I don't think that was the correct.
Cloves? Really?
Yeah, man. Shit got real.
That's not real, Angie.
That's real, man. What do you mean? That's the realest you can get. You out here smoking Newport, chain smoking fucking Dijon Blacks and fucking that shit is it's a wonder my lungs are still in my body right now. That shit is real.
You were going through like that? Chain smoking?
Like it was real.
Katrina, did you ever tell us what you do?
No.
Are you?
What do I do for wellness? I have a tendency to speak my mind. So if something's bothering me, I tend to not hold it in. And so that works well for me in that a lot of things don't really grow in that regard because I kind of let them out. If I can deal with them, resolve them, I do. And if I can't, I kind of sabotage and I give myself the freedom to do that. So that's one of the perks of being your own boss is having control of those kind of situations. So when I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And I think that eliminates a lot of stressors that my friends experience that I don't really have to deal with. Fortunately, very thankful for that.
So, Kia, you and I are not our own bosses.
No.
Not quite yet.
We're not bosses. We're still on the level with Dame Dash Son.
Right. We're just trying to make it in this world. But Katrina brings up a really good point about, like, not doing the things that you don't want to do. And that's actually something that's been going through my mind because there's something that I'm supposed to do this weekend that I don't want to do, but I'm kind of pressured to do. But, like, how do you deal with having to do stuff that you don't want to do? Like, how do you care for yourself in that situation?
I avoid at all costs. Like right now, my family is looking for me. I'm supposed to be at a family reunion, and they're looking for me, and I'm here. But so I'm gonna go later on tonight. But what I have learned 30 plus is I have to do what makes Kia happy, and I'm going to do that. A lot of times it may come at the expense of someone else, of their expectations of me. Not in a way to hurt them or anything, but no one else in this world's priority is to make me happy. Not one person. So I have to be concerned about that, and I think I spent way too much time trying to do things that I didn't want to do to make other people happy, and then I just all of a sudden up and quit.
And that's one of the perks about being old, but I also acknowledge that I had a relatively liberal upbringing, especially to be a Southerner. But my parents always gave me the space to express myself. And one of my favorite questions is why. And so growing up, I would ask why. And, they never felt like I was being disrespectful as much as curious. And so I was never forced to stifle my curiosity or my voice or things like that. And so I feel very comfortable telling people no if I don't want to do something. And that includes my mom. Like, if she'll ask me to do something, if I have no intention on doing it, I'll just tell her I'm not going to do it. And I don't feel bad about it. And I personally feel like that's respectful in that I'm telling her no, and I'm just being honest about the situation so she knows where things are. But I had a conversation with a friend who's about 40, and she was saying how she wants to be like me when she grows up because she's not outspoken like that, and that's something about me that she really appreciates. And so I kind of take a step back and acknowledge that I was reared differently than a lot of other people and how that plays a part in me being a lot more comfortable to do the things that feel right for me, as opposed to people who are still struggling with dealing with other people's expectations and really not having agency of themselves, what makes them happy, their bodies or whatever else.
And I think as far as the workplace, because that's one of the places where you really can't say no as much as a lot of us would like to say no. And it's just finding, I think it's really finding a space where you can be as comfortable being you as possible. And I think that was the problem. That's how I knew it was time for me to leave my last job, because I would show up to work at 8:15 and sit in the car until 10 o'clock because it took that much head time for me to wrap my head around, I have to go in this place and deal with this foolishness. And it was just draining. And you spend too much time at work to be in a place that drains you that much.
And I think that's a huge problem. That
I was really not going to say anything else until
I was trying not to. The dead air is taking me out, man. That shit is so funny.
I'm just going to be that stubborn little child that just sits and says nothing, and it's just going to be dead air.
So what I was going to try to say was that that's the struggle that a lot of people have as far as and feeling like they're stuck in situations. And so a lot of people your age, because I'm not your age, have responsibilities and they feel beholden to those things. It's like, I have a mortgage, I have a family, I have this and that. And so I can't leave the situation because although it makes me miserable, it's comfortable. And that's not just with jobs, it's relationships and families and everything else. And so
I thank God that I realized at 20 that corporate America was not for me, and I never even went that way. And honestly, it was something as basic at 20 as, I don't want to wear a freaking suit every day, so I'm not going to do this. But when I look at my friends who are caught up in that corporate life, I mean, the money's nice, but everything else, I'm just like, yeah, that couldn't be me. And I would be stuck in that place, with these responsibilities, expecting this certain salary and struggling with, do I quit or do I stay and be unhappy?
Yeah.
I can't think of any friends that I have who are in corporate America and are happy. I know a lot of people who are making a fuckload of money and are miserable, but also a number of those people have decided to walk away. So I think that's just a part of reaching a point or an age where you're a little more comfortable with who you are and realizing that you have to start living for you at some point.
We have an anonymous comment. I had to cut back masturbation from 5 to 7 days a week, but I think it's a great stress reliever. When I'm abstaining, I get serious headaches. There are real life mental health and physical benefits to sex and orgasms. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good on you.
And what I will say, what I read about masturbation is it helps you learn your own body, and then you can enjoy partner sex even better.
Yeah.
That's what I read on Wikipedia.
It wasn't WebMD?
What?
It wasn't WebMD?
No. Wikipedia.
No, because WebMD tells you that you're dying. It just tells you how you're going to die. But it would probably tell you that you would die from blue balls.
Nah. WebMD is like, oh, you're masturbating 5 to 7 times a week? Oh, you have AIDS. That's it. Good luck with everything else.
Oh, yeah, WebMD. I've had brain cancer like 5 times in the past 2 years thanks to WebMD. Every time I get a headache, it's brain cancer. I used to have the app on my phone so I could click my symptoms in, and then it would diagnose me. But my dad got tired of me calling, asking him why I had stomach cancer and all this stuff, and he was like, yeah, no. Go away. So, have any of you all ever struggled with depression? And like, how do you deal with that? Have you seen anyone struggle with it, and what's a good way to deal with that?
I think everybody struggles with depression. That's actually there are various levels of depression, but I think it's actually natural for people to deal with it at some point or another, and it's prevalent everywhere you go. And we deal with a lot of people who are mentally unwell, and we may not necessarily recognize that's what's going on with them, but mental illness is a major component of probably everyone's life, and it affects us in ways that we don't even comprehend. But I think Angela was about to say something.
No, go ahead. I mean,
I paused so you can talk, so I lost my thought.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I'm not sure of the correct, like, definition of depression or not. Like, I think sometimes people, like, confuse sad and depression. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't want to misname anything, but definitely in the period after my father passed away, like, I didn't see it then as depression, but in looking back, like, I think maybe I was, like, maybe it wasn't just grief, but, like, maybe some level, like you were saying, there are different levels of depression. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I didn't talk to, like, a counselor, a therapist, or even family about it. I just sort of use these kind of unhealthy ways and mechanisms to cope.
Is this when you were chain smoking Newports?
This was, as a matter of fact, it was. And, like, drinking Southern Comfort by like the fucking boatload. Like it was just ridiculous. But
shoot, when I was depressed, I wasn't even drinking. So I didn't even have those unhealthy ways of dealing. But I looked up the definition of depression from our favorite medical guide, WebMD. And they actually quote the DSM-5, which is the manual that you use to diagnose mental disorders. And they say depression occurs when you have at least 5 of the following symptoms at the same time. A depressed mood during most of the day, particularly in the morning. Number 2 is fatigue, loss of energy almost every day. Number 3 is feelings of worthlessness or guilt almost every day. 4, impaired concentration, indecisiveness. 6, insomnia, the inability to sleep, or hypersomnia, excessive sleep almost every day. I lost count, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Markedly diminished interest or pleasure in almost all activities nearly every day. 8 is recurring thoughts of death or suicide, not just fearing death. 9, a sense of restlessness or being slowed down. And 10 is significant weight loss or weight gain.
so you have to have, or you're supposed to have at least 5 of those things?
Uh-huh.
So here's a funny thing.
Oh, there was 9, not 10. So somewhere there I skipped up counting.
Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. So after my dad died, no, I wasn't depressed based on WebMD. But yeah, I've definitely been depressed after that.
Yeah.
Because of other shit. So sorry, Pop. I guess you aren't that important. Sorry. Sorry about that, Pop.
It was the
Just kidding.
breakup that sent you over the edge. The breakup. Wait, did you say this on air, or am I telling something off-air conversation?
Kia, don't. Kia.
Okay. Look, see, the problem is, after we end these shows every week, we stay on for like an hour and continue to drink and talk.
Yeah. So sorry, it wasn't the breakup either. So sorry about that.
So after a while, it all blurs together, and you don't know what you said on air or off air, and we're always giving like eye signals, like don't go there, nope, too far.
Oh my goodness. No, it was after the breakup. But
Okay.
I definitely felt like Jesus Christ. No, but there are definitely some times when I was just like, man, God, like, if it doesn't get better, like, I really need you to not let me wake up in the morning. Like,
I was there last summer. I was like, God, can you just kill me now? And then I
Like-
would wake up like, for real? You gonna wake me
So
up in
I don't
the
know if
same
you have
bullshit?
other 4 symptoms, but I think it would be safe to just go ahead and label that depression. even if you didn't have any other shit going on. Like, I think
yeah, you're right.
I think that gives you 5 points. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I don't want to wake up in the morning just kind of counts for more
Yeah.
than one point.
I feel
Look,
like
God.
you kill me like a depression trump card. So
Like,
you
look,
know.
God, if the shit ain't better, like, let's just.
No,
The life
I
insurance
legit
is
woke
cool.
up like, for real, God? For real? Like, nothing has changed? You can turn water into wine, but we still here?
We still here. Okay, cool.
Wait, Kia, I thought you were just trying to take out yourself. Like now this is murder suicide shit. Like who are you trying to? What's going on now?
Look. Okay. Your Life After 25 said, I've dealt with depression. It wasn't until after my suicide attempt at 14 that I found better ways to deal. And you know what? I am grateful that my scary ass was always too scary to actually contemplate suicide.
Yeah.
I'm passive aggressive as shit when it comes to that. Like, yeah, God, you can kill me now. Just don't do it that way because that might hurt.
Yeah. Wait, but hold on, Kia. So your life after 25, like, what are some of the ways that you learn to cope? Let us
Yeah.
know.
How?
But yeah, Kia, it's like, yeah, like, God, like, you could kill me, but can
My
you
sleep.
not, like, let my mom find me? Like, could you let somebody else? Like, yeah, that's cool, but can we not mess up? Like, how can I do this so that I don't mess up the apartment? Like, what? Help me out. What can I do?
I really don't want it to be a car accident because that might hurt. But if I just fall asleep and don't wake up,
Yeah.
especially if you weren't gonna change this situation, I mean, you could really. And you know what? I think mine is less suicidal and more bullying God.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like for real. Okay, either do this or take me to heaven. You choose. And
Yep.
then you wake up and God's like,
Like, joke's on you.
right,
Here we are.
try again.
Let's figure it out.
What
So
is
actually,
better?
so these conversations are really important to have, especially right now, as July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, which is something I've been working on tirelessly for the last couple months to get a couple of events happening in New Orleans. But NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, lobbied Congress, and in 2008 they designated July as such a month because one of the issues that we have is that Black people in particular have a very, very, very unhealthy relationship with mental wellness. And it is something that we don't take seriously, and probably because we haven't really had the space to do that. I think generationally, we have been taught to just deal and adapt and take things on. And, for example, you have the whole Black superwoman situation where you can't really demand space and time for yourself or really focus on self-care because you're too busy saving everyone else. And so I think these conversations where you really focus on letting people know that what they're going through is not, they're not alone in that situation, that it's not uncommon, and most importantly, that it's not something that they cannot survive. But one of the focuses I've been dealing with, especially with Black people, is letting them know that being a person of faith and seeking help, seeking treatment, if it's counseling, therapy, or medication, doesn't make you any less of a person of faith or a believer, but that members of the clergy in particular, need to focus a little more than just telling people to pray depression away or whatever it is that they have going on, or to leave it at the altar, but that we need to do a better job of being able to really respect what it is to have a mental illness and how to dismantle the stigma. And these are all talking points that I have at this point, things that I've been working on. But it's invaluable that we as a community really work together to dismantle the stigma of mental illness, because that, more than the illness, is killing us.
The
Not giving
stigma
up.
more than the illness is killing us.
Absolutely.
I
Because
mean,
having
no, go ahead, Katrina.
having inability to be, when people will say, "Oh, you're just crazy," or "so and so just crazy," without saying, "Hey, there's an issue. Let's get you some help." Or even when we see people with mental illnesses that haven't been treated, and so we don't think about that, and we strip people who aren't well of their humanity and don't really invest in thinking of them as people who need help. And so the lack of seriousness, the lack of space to let people be unwell and say, "Hey, I'm here to support you. Let's see what we can do. You deserve to be okay," instead of just writing people off, does significant damage. And so a lot of us just don't have space to even think about healing because it's something that we don't take seriously. Like, a lot of people think of depression as a weakness instead of an actual situation. It's a medical situation, and dealing with it in ways that, respecting it for what it is and dealing with it the ways in which it needs to be dealt.
Your life after 25 said prayer was huge. I also learned that in my personality, that if my mind isn't stimulated, I can go to a bad place. So I worked hard to put my time and energy into positive things, projects, creative things, etc., especially coming from our community. We don't really face depression, mental illness, etc. So I really had to understand how it worked on me and combat it. My past with suicide, rape, etc. are all part of the reason I started YourLifeAfter25.com. I knew that if I could get through all of that, I could get through anything, and I wanted to be able to help others like me.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. That's
Ooh,
yeah.
Alan on YouTube told us, fuck, bitch. Well, fuck you too, Alan on YouTube. Like, you don't even have an Abby, and you sending us hate YouTube comments? Like, grow up. Ooh.
Well, fuck you, Alan, on YouTube.
With
Did they
no
say?
Abby.
Did he say fuck who?
He
Or
just said
what?
bitch. I mean,
Just
I guess
fuck.
it's all of us. I don't know. I bet Alan has a Confederate flag hanging in his room.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
So, I had a question or a comment or something, and then I lost it because of Alan.
Me
Punk ass.
too.
What was it? Do 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 do. Okay. Anything else? I think what Katrina was saying is very interesting. Because one of my questions was gonna be, why do black people need their own, or not black people per se, but why do minorities need their own mental health awareness month? Why can't we just join everybody else? But the way we specifically handle mental health issues in our community is significantly different from the way others
How do
handle
we
it.
handle it in our community?
We don't typically.
We ignore it a lot.
Yeah.
Or do like me and just call my uncle crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Or you self-medicate, and so
That is a
um,
huge
you
part of
have
it.
vices, alcohol, tobacco. One of the things that a lot of women do, especially if they've dealt with sexual trauma, is that they eat a lot so that they try to make themselves unattractive to the masses. And so there are a lot of ways that we self-medicate, and people don't take the time out or exhibit the thoughtfulness to really get at the root of some of the actions that we do that may seem like we're um, self-sabotaging, but never really getting at why do we exhibit this behavior?
That's
What's
one thing
going
I
on?
liked about your Life After 25's answer is she talked about figuring out how it affected her and learning to deal with it personally for you, like learning the best method to combat it for you, because what will help me may not help the next person. So it's really figuring out you and how to treat it specifically for you, because there's no one size fits all cure. Although I'm an advocate for popping a pill that's gonna make you happy.
And I think beyond getting to a point where you figure out how to treat you, you need to recognize that some things are cute. And so we really don't do that. We really don't stop and say, this is not how life is supposed to be. Something's wrong. This can be
Hmm.
fixed. This is not normal. And because we see people suffering so much, that what is normal to us is really skewed, because we encounter a lot of people who just are not well and have, as far as we know, have always not been well. And so instead of being like, this is not normal, this is not healthy, that's kind of what you know. And so um, that's across the board with a lot of different things, but I think we have a tendency to just man up, if you will, and deal with things in ways that other cultures don't have to, because we've really been conditioned to just take shit and try to make the best out of it.
I was
And
I was
but
having a breakdown on Twitter one day, and one of guy on Twitter, he picked up the phone and called me, and he was like, "Calm down, breathe." And he took me through this whole technique, and I forget what it's called, but he was basically like, "You're creating stories in your head. These things are happening, and instead of figuring out, instead of and he said these things are happening to you and you are assuming that they're happening for reasons, and you're creating this whole narrative in your head that may or may not be true." So just like on the most basic level, I'm sitting here waiting on you to call me and you don't call me. I've created this whole scenario of why you haven't called me, which probably isn't true if you know how my imagination works.
Right.
But now I'm internalizing all of this, and I was like, you are absolutely right. I've been doing this all my life. So it became a process of, how do I stop creating these stories? And it really became me just sitting down and asking the questions like, am I upset because you haven't called me? Pick up the phone and call you. Why haven't you called me? Do we have a problem? And just having clear conversations instead of creating these narratives, and really allowing pride to cause me to create these narratives that are really, at the end of the day, just making me sick.
Mhm.
Do y'all
and
create
that goes
stories?
back to and that actually goes back to the point when I was saying about one of the things I try to do to make sure that I maintain wellness is using communication, like talking through
Mm-hmm.
things and saying what's on my mind, and if there's an issue, trying to resolve it through communication. So I try not to be creative in situations and really make up what's going on from someone else's perspective. I know for me, I can be extremely busy, and so if I'm not available, it's not necessarily that I'm ignoring you. I'm just not available, and it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that you no longer have value in my life. I think if anyone's been my friend long enough, you know that I dip out every now and then. If I'm working on a campaign, you might not hear from me for months. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just I'm not around.
Mm-hmm.
And so that actually happened. I had a friend who was down here for about a week, and we were supposed to hook up, and we never got around to it. And I was just like, "What happened to you?" And he was like, "Oh, I got tied up with blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I didn't think that it had anything to do with him valuing me as a human being. Just shit happens. And so I think one of the things that we all need to be mindful of is not taking other people's actions personally. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean you have to accept it. Doesn't mean you have to like it. Doesn't have to mean that it's okay. But that we should really take a step back and really focus on not making people's actions an assessment of our value as human beings.
Uh, at uh, at now, Mrs. Moody said, she was responding actually to D-Star Writer 59, and that's why people are always sneaking and having sex and not having sex responsibly. We need to be real, and this just goes back to the issues the church has with all kinds of sex. We need to be real and have these conversations. That's a late tweet. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is.
I was confused for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Y'all just have to follow. Come on, keep up.
Now Angela, that is absolutely our bad that we were expecting Kia to be where we were in life, because
Exactly.
you know that
Right.
KDS is absolutely a condition.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anything else? Any last minute? Or y'all ready to jump into this drunk advice letter?
Let's do drunk advice.
All right. Let me find the letter. So, dear drunks, I don't know if I'm depressed or just mad as shit. I've been living with this girl for 4 months, and she won't clean up. She doesn't cook, and I just don't want to be here anymore. So I sleep in a lot, and I'm not sure, and I'm just unhappy. I'm not sure if I should leave or stay. Confusion, much confusion. Is he depressed? Or is he just
Nigga, is
dating a
something
net?
wrong with your legs and arms? Why can't you cook and clean? The fuck wrong with you? Shit. You probably not paying rent. You just living up in that woman's house. The fuck is wrong with you? You can't heat up a hot pocket or nothing?
I mean, when Draya asked her son to heat up a hot pocket, it was abuse. But now you expect for this man to heat up his own hot pocket?
Listen.
Keyword is man, Kia. Man.
You can take
Not a
your grown
preschooler,
ass
man.
back to your mama's house, okay? Nobody had time for you.
So y'all don't think he's depressed?
Okay, so I haven't said anything. That was all Angela with her hateful responses. And I just want to say that in the spirit of National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, we should not respond to people and their mental health needs in such a hateful manner.
Wait.
We need to create safe spaces so that people can work this shit out. And
Sorry, fuckboy. We are going to create space for you now. I apologize. Here we go. Here's the real answer. Okay? Here we go. I was just kidding. Go
Katrina,
ahead.
come with the real answer.
Yeah, because I don't have it.
It's pretty simple. If you're not happy, leave.
There it is.
I don't think this is a mental illness question. No,
this is really kind of sounds more so like a sorry human being, like an adult who has
This is a
fully flourished
fuckboy
as an adult.
question. This is definitely a fuckboy question, but okay.
this is what happens when what do they call them on Twitter? They call them oh gosh, it's not. There's a name for these type of men who live in their mama's basement with all these high standards. That's different from fuckboy.
Ashy Larry?
It's something else. It's not Ashy Larry. It's like, it's something that's kind of like, I don't know. Never mind. Forget it. But your life after 25, does this man have a job or no other options for living arrangements? I don't know. I mean,
Maybe he doesn't live with her.
not.
Maybe she lives with him. And so, you know.
maybe he was in love and she sold him a dream. And she's not living up to the expectations she set.
I mean, that's fine, but if you know that's that's not what you signed up for, then no. I don't understand. If you're unhappy in a situation, what are you expecting to change?
Yeah, like
My advice is always the same every week. I'm the worst at this. Because I'm sitting here like, go and talk to her. Stop writing us and go have this conversation with
Wait, Kia, aren't you telling people to write in though for advice?
yeah, we really are.
That's
And then I'm
emotional abuse
disrespecting
also.
them every chance I get. Like, no,
We're
fuck
going
you,
to-
you're stupid.
We're gonna
Your
get some
situation is
sensitivity training for the drunkards. And
So, I mean, that's our drunk advice. Leave, go back to your mama's basement. I'm sure she cleans up after you.
I
And
know,
wash
I
your
never
hot pockets.
think those things. I just think that people should
Find their happy. And if his
find
happy
your bliss.
and if his happy is in his mama's basement, who are we to stop or judge him?
You are terrible. I mean, but really, when it comes to like cleanliness, you usually don't change. So if you're good with having dirty dishes for 3 months and wearing dirty underwear, like a conversation is pretty much not going to change that. But also, you typically know that going in. You don't have to live with someone to recognize that they're dirty.
true.
Well,
So I guess you could get a maid. I'm all about having a nanny.
yeah, that's my whole thing. I need
Not-
baby. Yeah. So,
That's how I define self-care, getting a nanny. Although y'all say I can't have a nanny because I don't have kids, I think that's stupid. You're not supportive at all.
well, we have already established that the Real Drunk Show is not a safe space.
Not at all.
So, yeah, you might want to at least fake have a kid. I mean, at least carry a doll around and pretend like it's a kid if you're gonna hire.
Okay, so Kia, you went from me maybe like you just wanted me to be crazy. Am I gonna? So are you trying to help me get a check so I can pay for said nanny? Like if I'm walking around with a doll and shit, like what's happening?
I mean, you could at least have a puppy and then get a dog sitter and call her the nanny.
Dogs are terrible. They're like babies that never grow up. I don't
They do
understand
grow
the
up
purpose
because
of
my dog was awful. Puppies are awful. I will never get another puppy again in life. But dogs, once they're older and they become kind of like cats. My
But
dog
you
did.
still have to feed them. You still have to take them out. That's why I prefer cats because you don't really have to do anything with them.
Cats are evil, though.
That's probably why I like them. I am a cat, so
Cats are evil.
and I
Cats
like
are
Hello
not
Kitty.
evil.
See?
Cats are evil. All right, drunk recommendations. What do y'all have for us today?
Y'all can go first.
What'd you say, Katrina?
I say y'all can go first, and I'm gonna search the interwebs real quick.
So I didn't have a recommendation until we started our mental health conversation. And Katrina mentioned not taking things personally when people do, questionable things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here is my recommendation. The Four Agreements. It's a book by I think Miguel Ruiz, if I'm not mistaken, but it's the Four Agreements. It's really, really good. And one of the agreements is don't take anything personally. Like, if people do things that you think is fuck shit, like you think that you ain't shit and they don't like you, like, don't take it personally. Like, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and what they're going through. So yeah, get the Four Agreements. Read the Four Agreements.
Now,
It's really good. It's an easy read too.
I always struggle when people say that don't take anything people do personally. It has nothing to do with you, and it's a reflection of them. Because there are just genuinely bad people out there who ain't shit, and so you have them being like, "Oh, this has nothing to do with me." And so, well, actually, you are a terrible human being.
No, but that's the thing. They are a terrible human being, and that has nothing to do with you.
No, I'm saying, so if let's say you're a terrible human being.
Well, I am. But, okay.
I was trying to be nice about it in the spirit of July.
Okay.
And you being a partial minority. That if you're a terrible human being and I treat you accordingly, then that is not a reflection on me. That is a reflection on you.
Wait, say it one more time.
I said, if you're a terrible human being, which you admitted that you are, and I treat you accordingly, that is not a reflection on me. That is a reflection on you.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you... Okay.
But even terrible human beings should think that they are not terrible.
But that is how sociopaths don't get help.
It's this thing, like, if I treat you like shit, right? Or if I do something that, like I mentioned hurting your feelings, like hurting someone's feelings. If I do something that hurts your feelings, like, that has nothing to do with you per se. Like, that has everything to do with me and how I view the world and relationships and all of that. Because so you shouldn't take that personally. Like,
because honestly, if you're a terrible person, I'm just going to tell you you're a terrible person. I'm not going to have this fuck shit war back and forth with you. I'm going to be like, for example, let's go back to this person that we both went to school with. We'll call her.
This shit is about to take an ugly turn. And I didn't intend.
I quit. Never mind.
Go ahead. Go ahead, kid, because we're already there.
No, there's this certain person who we went to school with who has proven on multiple occasions that she's not shit. So I don't sit around and be mean to her or do things where she can say, I don't sit around and be mean to her, give her the opportunity to say, is she doing that because of me or her or why is she treating me like that. I just avoid the bitch at all costs because she's a horrible human being.
Okay. Well, see, I don't think that's what Miguel Ruiz had in mind, but
No, but I get what you were saying, Angie, and I am with you with Miguel. We just went
We're being
left.
difficult.
yeah,
Katrina.
and
But
you know
the
what?
problem is, Kia, if you're not mean to those terrible human beings, then they may think that you like them and like invite
No.
themselves.
No,
Or
she is well aware that I do not like her. She is well aware that she has done fuck shit and that I don't think she's a great person. And that's not a secret. And I mean,
so what
it
you're
is
saying
what
is
it
you're
is.
honest about
And I
just liking
over
her.
time it has been clear that we do not get along because this is how you behave. And I don't need that in my world, in my space. I refuse to entertain that in my space. And I'm a
So
nice
you're
person.
not mean, you're just not dishonest.
Right. And I mean, I just don't interact. I am not in situations where she is. You have a drunk recommendation, Katrina?
Sure. So if you're in New Orleans and you'd like to observe National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, I have 3 events going on. One is tomorrow, one is on the 22nd, and one is on the 24th. You can go to the Renaissance Group, TheRenassegroup, for more information. One of them is a professional development conference on Friday the 24th. You get CEUs if you are a mental health professional licensed in Louisiana. Registration is $149.95. That's my recommendation. Come to my shit and pay for it, please.
My drunk recommendation is Groupon.com. Download the app and then type in adult toys. You're welcome.
Kia, is that why your toy broke though? Because it was like off-brand and irregular?
I have no recollection of what you were referring to.
Oh, I'm sorry about the record.
Groupon has quality devices on their website, and they are much cheaper than Insurrections. And you're welcome. I sent the link. I sent my friend there like 3 weeks ago, and she hasn't called me since then. So she did send me a text message, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love this site." And that was the last I heard from her. So all I'm saying, in the name of self-care, go to Groupon, type in adult toys, and you're welcome.
So, okay.
I never said what I was drinking. Did I miss that part?
You did. You did.
About KDS, that was like 2
We're
hours
almost
ago.
2 hours later, but what are you drinking?
So, see what happened was I've been running around all day, so I thought that I was going to drink blueberry wine, but I didn't have time to chill it, and it's actually been in my freezer all this time, so I need to take it out. So I got some frozen strawberries and poured some grape flavored Seagrams on it and Saint Germain, because Saint Germain is elderflower flavored liqueur, and grape actually go very well together. I had no idea that Seagrams made vodka, let alone flavored vodka. Learned that in October when I was in Atlanta for homecoming. So that's what.
Wait, did you say Seagram's makes vodka?
They do at the package store across.
Uh-oh. You froze.
There goes Katrina.
Damn. Okay.
That just shows that Searoom's vodka is just as trash as their gin.
So I've had the bottle since October. Actually,
She's back.
So you froze. I don't know.
I had frozen strawberries, so I put frozen strawberries in a cup and poured the vodka and Saint Germain over it.
And it was good?
Yeah, it's good. And
Even though it's Seagram's vodka, it was good?
yeah, there was so much judgment in your intonation. And in the spirit of National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, you
I'm
need to
just
be
so
inclusive
shocked.
and
I didn't
shit.
even know that Seagram's made vodka.
I had
So
no idea until I went to the liquor store and was like, I was in there for like an hour trying to find some shit to get. It was real stressful.
I
Because they
just
did
think,
not have Saint Germain.
right. I just think about the knobbly bottle. Like my grandmother used to drink Seagram's, and it just has that rough bottle. I call it like a knobbly bottle. Like it's got all those knobs on the bottle. It's
Yeah.
like,
How about we
this
say
shit?
texture?
Yeah, texture.
Gin is just awful, period. So,
Yeah. I don't
Well, I also bought a bottle of 1800. If that makes
is it flavored?
There you go, Ken.
You know,
that's why I didn't give it to you. But actually, when we were walking around tailgate and I had that Rubbermaid bottle, that clear Rubbermaid bottle was full of tequila.
See, I don't know what you're talking about because at my institution we don't drink. We are proper ladies.
It is a dry can.
I was at Morehouse for homecoming, so.
Oh, okay. We know Morehouse men don't have God, so. Just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding.
No, you're being honest, and that's okay.
Send your
Because
complaints
honesty is
directly to @elusive_A.
I'm just kidding, guys. I love you.
Be sure to use the hashtag #RealDrunkShow so we can retweet all of your hate mail towards her. Okay, last story, and then I'm gone. Long time ago, Draya tweeted this picture of like Martin Luther King, and he was like angry in the picture, and I was like, this is like the most Morehouse I've ever seen on Martin Luther King. He's short and angry, and like he just had this look of determined anger. I got so many hate tweets on that, and I'm like, well, which part is a lie? It looked like Morehouse during SGA election week. Like a bunch of short, angry men running around screaming.
That's real. I plan to Morehouse on a regular basis, and they let me cook. They laugh at it.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been real, guys. Thanks for joining us for the Real Drunk Show, and we will see you next week where we're having drunk Bible study with Pastor, what's his name? Verdell at Mr_right away. Correct?
I will be super drunk, so please come.
You would get drunk. Now, I can't drink 1800 and pray to Jesus, but you can get drunk for Bible study?
Christian brothers. Jesus said that's all right. That's on page 200 of the Bible. Jesus said it
Old Testament
himself.
or New Testament?
I would imagine it's new if it was
It's
Jesus.
the New Testament. Jesus. This shit is written in red.
By page 200.
Christian brothers.
Maybe not.
Okay.
What page did you say?
200.
Okay, I'm gonna let you cook. That's getting close to Paul, but you might still be with Jesus.
No. Because no. Page
It's in big
200.
font.
Jesus says Christian brothers is cool. Period.
Okay. What book and verse is that? I'm about to go look it up.
Listen, you do the work, okay? I can't do everything for you.
I hate when people do that on Twitter. When you ask them a question, you're like, Google.
That's me. No, you do the work.
Remedial concept about misogyny and hypermasculation. Google. Like,
Google is your friend.
You just went on a 15-tweet rant about this, and you can't answer my question asking for a little more clarification?
No, but seriously, like, okay, we're about to end this because it's 10:01. But really, why don't people just type their questions into Google?
Because it's more fun to ask Twitter.
Okay. All right. Well, there we have it.
All right, guys. See you next week. Bible study. Bye.